We're swinging in the swing struts, which are on either side of the cradle. We'll go down and adjust the location of the boat over the blocking so she's perfectly supported, and then we'll haul her out.
The seaport is changing. Mystic is not the place of my childhood or of my parents' childhood. It's a national museum and a world-class museum. Now we're having world-class art exhibitions here. It's a whole different experience.
People think they know what's here because of the brand, and they don't realize how much more is here. We have a much more dynamic programming going on now than 50 years ago.
Our signature collection is the watercraft collection, and it's everything from our 4 National Historic Landmark vessels down to skin-on-frame kayaks and sunfish and lasers and everything in between.
We have Franklin Delano Roosevelt's beloved sailing boat. We have dugout canoes. Every kind of boat you can think of we have in this collection. And these are the sort of things we're trying to open up to the public.
We have a library here, a research room that's open to the public, and we have thousands of logbooks in the collection. And these are used daily by scholars and researchers because of all the rich weather data. It's a gold mine for climate scientists.
We have centuries of maritime tradition here, but there's a deep educational aspect to all this, and we're going to keep building on that.
We are getting ready to launch something we're calling the Center for Experiential Education. So we're going to use maritime experiential education as a way for students to build their self-esteem, build their leadership skills. And it's the power of being on the water that really helps students be able to grow as human beings.
We're moving more deeply into education and culture. So it's the social phenomenon that we're experiencing in American society, and we want to do our part.
One really important thing we're doing is telling the stories of African Americans, Native Americans, who are a really, really important part of this history. We want these inclusive stories to be part of the DNA of the institution so that everyone that comes here sees themselves represented and their stories being told.
I see the seaport now as being very forward-looking, taking today's relevant issues and tying them to historical events of the past.
Whenever there's a crisis in our country, what do? We look to the past, right? We want to know, what lessons did we learn the last time something like this happened, and how are those lessons relevant to us today? But it also helps us really think about the best way for us to continue to advance. And it provides something of relevance to visitors who come.